How many IKEA instruction booklets would it take to wallpaper the walls of a tiny home? Watch this video to the end and we'll venture off to the land of IKEA, tiny homes, and absurd calculations. Right now, you're standing in IKEA assembling your newly bought Fjällbo for your tiny home, and you're frustrated with the instruction booklet. Suddenly it strikes you, how many of these frustrating IKEA instruction booklets will take to wallpaper my tiny home walls? Oh, don't worry, pondering about IKEA booklet wallpaper mashup while struggling with Fjällbo's assembly is absolutely typical. I'm as intrigued as you on this, so let's dive in. By peeking into the lives of tiny homeowners courtesy of internet, we assume a tiny home is around 200 square feet, having dimensions 10 feet width, 20 feet length, and 8 feet wall height, gives about 480 square feet wall area. Now comes the larger-than-life part. The booklet you're wrestling with can disassemble into 4 A2-sized sheets, which gives about 1,544.4 square inches of frustratingly informative material. Okay, it's math time. We'll divide our 69,120 square inches of wall area by 1,540.4 square inches per booklet, and we get about 44.75 booklets. But you can't hang a fraction of a booklet, and to be fair, we need a few extras for mistakes. Come on, it's an IKEA project. So round up, and what do we have? Exactly 45 booklets? Yes, a whopping 45 IKEA instruction booklets to give your tiny home that unique, humbly confusing touch. How many ounces of ketchup would it take to fill one of McDonald's drive-thru soda cups? Watch this video to the end to find out. Imagine you're rolling through the McD's drive-thru. The smell of nuggets fills the air. You're clutching your cold cola, and suddenly you think, I wonder how much ketchup it would take to fill one of these cups. Totally normal thought, especially when you can smell the ketchup wafting in the air. Right now, I'm picturing that big red blob swirling in a large Mickey D's cup, and let me tell you, it's a sight to behold. Or maybe not. So, let's dive into the saucy question. According to research which I swear wasn't just my last late-night drive-thru run, the Biggie MacD's cup size is in at a whopping 30 fluid ounces. That's almost 4 cups. Now, if we were talking about water, it'd be a 1-to-1 ratio. But because ketchup is thicker than my last year's holiday gravy, we need to wrestle with some formulae. Ketchup has a density of about 1.2 grams per milliliter. So, after a bit of twiddling with numbers, our 30 fluid ounce cup equates to almost 38 ounces by weight. Kind of like trying to stuff Santa Claus into a snow globe, isn't it? With our giant ketchup sundae now created, we find you'd need roughly 38 ounces of ketchup to fill up the iconic 30 fluid ounce McDonald's cup. How many Costco rotisserie chickens does it take to outweigh an NFL linebacker? Peeling open that Costco plastic dome, you're about to dive into that juicy 3-pounder when a profound question hits you. How many of these would it take to outweigh an NFL linebacker? Why? Because who wouldn't want to feed a linebacker with Costco's finger-licking rotisserie chickens? Now let's break this football meets poultry mystery down. According to, science, and by that I mean a quick Google search, an NFL linebacker averages around a whopping 245 pounds. That's about 82 chickens worth of muscle, grit, and pure football power. So folks, put on those mental oven mitts because the math is heating up. If we divide that monstrous 245 pounds by the weight of our beloved 3-pound chicken, we get around 81.6. But alas, no one's invented the 0.6 of a chicken yet, and thank goodness for that. So we're rounding up to 82. Now picture this, a tower of 82 hot golden chickens stacked up, ready to take on an NFL powerhouse. How many bags of Doritos would fit inside the cargo hold of a Boeing 747? Stick around till the end of this video to unravel this crunchy mystery. So, you're sitting in a 747, clutching your single bag of Doritos like Gollum with the One Ring, contemplating why you're not in business class where the snacks flow like wine. And suddenly, out of nowhere, a question grapples your brain cells. How many bags of Doritos would it take to fill this massive bird of steel? Don't worry, it's a totally natural thought that you might discuss with your pilot on your next flight. So, let's break this down. We'll use the cargo-friendly Boeing 747-400F for this calculation. Altogether, we've got 790 cubic meters of cargo space. Meanwhile, a solo bag of Doritos measures almost 0.008 cubic meters. That's around the size of a miniature poodle. From where I'm standing, I can't tell. Is that nacho cheese or Cool Ranch on your poodle? Here comes the zest of the problem, the packing efficiency. Dorito bags aren't exactly cubes, and we're not packing Tetris pieces here. So let's assume we can effectively utilize 85% of the available space. The math, it goes like this. Take the total cargo space, 790 cubic meters, and divide it by the volume of one bag, 0.008 cubic meters. That gives you 98,750 bags. Then factor in 85% packing efficiency, multiply by 0.85, and the grand total, approximately 83,938 bags of Doritos. Yep, you could fill a 747 with about 84,000 bags of snack perfection. That's right. You could stuff this 747 to the brim with approximately 84,000 bags of Doritos. That's a party I wouldn't want to miss. How many Sour Patch Kids would it take to weigh as much as a Tesla Model Y? Stick around till the end of this video to find out. Right now, you're toting a family-sized bag of Sour Patch Kids to your cousin's birthday party instead of polishing your shiny Tesla, and halfway through your candy bag, you start to wonder, how many Sour Patch Kids would it take to weigh as much as my beloved Tesla Model Y? Suddenly, flashbacks of your 8th grade physics class rush back. Well, don't fret, you're not alone. An odd Sour Patch Tesla comparison fascination is totally a thing you might want to consult your astrologist about. But rest assured, I'm equally captivated, and so let's break this candy-filled conundrum down. According to what might just be the most accurate source of information in the universe, aka internet, a Tesla Model Y weighs a monumental 4,400 pounds, or 1,996,206 grams for us scientific candy enthusiasts. That's about the weight of 8 full-grown Siberian tigers, or about 10 times the weight of my last sugar crash. Now let's talk about the real hero of the day, the Sour Patch Kid. The average weight of these lovable, mischievous candies is a whopping 2.5 grams per piece. That's just enough to make me wonder why there aren't scientists out there still working on genetic engineering to create real-life Sour Patch Kids. Let's dive into the math, because who doesn't love a mental workout mixed with an excuse to talk about candy? We'll take our Tesla in gram form, 1,996,206, and divide that by the weight of a Sour Patch Kid. The mind-blowing, or cavity-inducing result is about 798,482.57. But since we can't exactly have half a Sour Patch, let's round up to 798,483 Sour Patch Kids. So there you have it, folks. You'd need to pile a mind-numbing 798,483 Sour Patch Kids to balance the scale against a Tesla Model Y. How many political campaign yard signs would cover a football field? Stick around to the end of this video to find out. Right now, you're scrolling through your newsfeed instead of finishing up your online shopping, and suddenly you're struck by the most peculiar thought. How many political signs would it take to cover a football field? It's pretty normal considering the times we're living in. Or maybe that's just all the leftover Thanksgiving turkey talking. Let's dive into this. We'll assume that the signs are the standard 18 by 24 inches. In feet, that's about 1.5 by 2 feet, taking up all of one hefty 3 square feet. Now, the standard American football field, including end zones, is 57,600 square feet. Time to pull out our calculators. Divide the total area of the football field by the area of one sign and we get about, wait for it, 19,200 signs. So you'd need 19,200 yard signs to cover a football field. But let's check those signs would fit nice and snugly side by side with no overlaps. Looks like we'd need 240 signs lined up lengthways and 80 signs across the width. That gives us, hold up, I've got to check my math. Yep, 19,200 signs. How many Netflix gift cards would it take to buy a private island? Add this one to your list of 3 a.m. thoughts. So you're sitting on your couch, knee-deep in your 5th Netflix binge of the day, staring down that empty gift card in your hand, and you can't shake this odd thought. How many of these would I need to buy a private island? Oh, don't feel weird? We've all been there. Such daydreaming is totally normal, but you don't have to wave that white flag to sanity just yet. So let's decode this. Your typical private island will cost you a cool $10 million. Glancing down at your Netflix gift card, it boasts a walloping $50. Time for some math that finally matters. Divide $10 million by $50 and you land on 200,000 gift cards. I can bet you didn't envision needing a metric ton of gift cards, roughly the weight of a small car, to make this dream a reality. How many Tesla robots would it take to equal the net worth of the HAWK TUAH Girl? Stick around to the end to find out. Imagine this. You're sitting there scrolling through Tesla's website when you stumble upon their humanoid robot, priced at $20,000. Then you think, how many of these robots would it take to match the net worth of the HAWK TUAH Girl? A totally logical comparison, right? Let's do the math. The HAWK TUAH Girl's net worth is estimated at $200,000, 10 times the price of a single Tesla robot. Divide her net worth by the cost of one robot, and you get 10 Tesla robots. So there you have it. It would take 10 Tesla robots to equal the net worth of the HAWK TUAH Girl.